very good afternoon and a very warm welcome to the next class in our upper school senior music competition. As I'm sure you know, gentlemen, we've had to do it slightly differently this year, so I'm just going to run through very briefly the format for this year's competition so that you understand what we're about to do. So we've still got the senior prizes, which are open to anybody who is in year 11, 12 or 13. But we're having to do you in separate classes. So as well as the senior category prizes, which will be awarded at the end of the day, and we will have to email you about that, we're also, because we thought it would be better and good, to have a class winner in each category too. So at the moment we've got woodwind and singing, so we're going to award a best in class for the singers, and we're going to award a best in class for woodwind immediately, and then we will award the overall winner later on today. And we're also, for the first time, going to award an overall, across all the category winners, so that will be the Bedford School Senior Young Musician of the Year this year, for the best outstanding performance today. So that also will be awarded at the end of the day. When you come up, obviously we would very much want you to remove your masks, and make sure you're performing in exactly the place that you feel most comfortable relative to your accompanist. And I think that's all I need to say about logistics. I just then need to introduce our adjudicator. So I will introduce the singing adjudicator, and then Mr. Childs will come and introduce the woodwind adjudicator. So our singing adjudicator today is Sarah McDonald, who it's great to have you with us, Sarah, today. We're delighted to have you. Sarah is currently the Fellow and Director of Music at Selwyn College, Cambridge. She runs the chapel choir there and has done that for over 20 years. She's also in charge of the girls' choir at Ely Cathedral, but is also very talented as a pianist and an organist and a composer and many other things too. So we're really pleased to have Sarah with us today. Thank you for coming. And Mr. Childs is going to introduce our woodwind.
And I'm delighted to welcome Lully Bathurst here, who is a fantastic bassoon player, and she plays with lots of the top orchestras around the country, including English National Opera, Halle, Birmingham Royal Ballet, as well as being a great teacher, and she tutors on courses like the National Youth Wind Ensemble and National Youth Concert Band. So yes, we're delighted to have you. Thank you very much, Lully.
Draw near, holy people, come to me. Lord God of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, this day let it be known that thou art God, and that I am thy servant, Lord God of Abraham. Oh, show to all these people that I have done these things according to thy word. Oh, hear me, Lord, and answer me. Oh, hear me, Lord, and answer me. Lord God of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, oh hear me, and answer me. Oh, show these people that thou art Lord God, and let their heart again be turned. Oh, show these people that thou art Lord God, and let their hearts again be turned. Lord, and let their heart again be turned. Come Paride vezzoso, Purcell como alla più bella, mia diletta villanella, io ti porgo il questi fior, ma di lui più glorioso, più di lui felice io sono, poiché in premio del mio dono, poiché in premio del mio dono ne riporto il tuo bel cor. quel visino ch'io fo breccia nel tuo petto. Non è cosa sorprendente, son galante e son sargente, non la bella che resista alla vista d'un cimiero, c'è di amarte Dio guerriero, fin la madre dell'amor, c'è di amarte Dio guerriero, fin la madre dell'amor, c'è di amate Dio guerriero, fin la madre. Ye twice 100 deities, to whom we daily sacrifice, ye pass, that dwell with faiths below, and see what men are doomed to do, elements in discords dwell. Thou God of sleep, arise and tell, great Sempoala, what strange fate must on a dismal vision wait. By the croaking of the toad in her gate that makes a board, by the croaking of the toad in her gate that makes a board, earthy dawn, that's hands for breath with a sword, sighs fall, not death. By the crested Adder's pride, by the crested Adder's pride, that along the cliffs do glide. By thy visage, face and black, by the death's head on thy back, by the twisted serpents placed for a garden round thy waist, for the parts of gold that deck thy breast. thy shoulders and thy neck. From the sleeping mansion rise, and open thy unveiling eyes. While bubbling springs the music keep, while bubbling springs the music keep, that used to lull thee, used to lull thee in thy sleep. That used to lull thee, used to lull thee in thy sleep.
going to be playing Romance by Elgar. Elgar, I'm sure you'll know, a very famous English composer, and he wrote Romance as a little piece in between his two major concertos.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. That was really, really lovely to hear you all play and sing. Now, Charlie performed first, and he had to leave because he's had to go to an appointment. So I think what we should do is, if we can have the vocal adjudication first, and then we'll award the vocal class prize, and then we'll have the woodwind adjudication and award the woodwind class prize.
Right, thank you very much, all three of you. Lovely to hear your new voice. Some lovely singing. I'm not entirely sure about the COVID-safe nature of the prop, but I appreciated it anyway. Both of you two, be careful at the top. There's occasionally a bit of shoutiness. Just make sure you don't sing beyond the scope of your instrument as it is now. It will get there, but just, be careful about that. I think Faye, well, actually, all three of you, one of the things I've really appreciated, and your singing teacher is not here to hear it, but the legato is obviously something that is being well stressed as you guys are learning to sing, and I can really hear it in all of you and in the previous class as well, which is great. Faye, I'd say that for you, I want to see authority, not just in your delivery of the song, but actually there's a beautiful instrument in there, and I want you to take the time to let us enjoy it. And it sort of felt a little bit as if it was a little bit accidental if we got to hear it, but actually it's, let us hear it, enjoy what it feels like, because I assume it must feel pretty good, especially when you get right in that rich range in the middle. So be confident in it, because it's good, it's really good. Dylan, beautifully acted. I think the one thing for me that I didn't feel entirely all the time as if the singing was part of the acting. You acted it really well, but I think I would have felt a little bit more comfortable at times if or it felt like you would have felt more comfortable if you'd actually just been acting and actually speaking the words. And what you've got to do to bring that kind of stuff off the page entirely and convince us that singing is an appropriate way to communicate is actually to have the singing completely at one, so that it would sound silly if you were speaking the words. And so really get, I'm not an opera director, but there must be a way to sort of really integrate that and sort of think about that as you deliver it. But it was really convincing, which was great. And James, there's some really beautiful singing, particularly in the opening section and some of the slower sections. The coloratura work, that piece is just ridiculously difficult, and I don't know if it's on a grade 8 list somewhere, but I do think it's too difficult for anyone, be it under the age of about 35. And the middle stuff, the problem is that your otherwise excellent tuning suffered when you were singing the articulated stuff, and the diction suffered. It's a ridiculous set of words as well. We really need to hear them come off the page. Otherwise, every once in a while we hear the word newt and we're like, what? So that middle section requires some work. Do practice scales outside of, that actual song to build the technique in order to cope with what that song is asking you to do. There was one particularly beautifully controlled scale up into not quite a falsetto on the word eyes, I think it was, which was very, very nicely done. So well done. So anyway, thank you all. I was quite hard pressed about what to do here. But Dylan, you get bonus points for the prop, so you can win this one.
Hello everyone, thanks so much again for some brilliant performances. I'm really quite jealous that nobody presented me with a fake rose. So next time, even if you're just on a wind instrument, you can come and give me a rose. That's fine. So really well done. Charlie isn't here, so I won't. Would you like to speak about Charlie? No. Okay. So yeah, some great performances. So Oscar, I really enjoyed. Where you went, Dave? Hello. I really enjoyed your lovely tone and the great energy that you brought to the piece, and some beautiful legato playing. I mean, that piece showcases the clarinet in all its glory, doesn't it? Right up the top, all the way down to the bottom. I did think, especially in a room like this, it's boomy, isn't it? It's a great acoustic. And just in general, the high notes, they're going to come out louder. We need to just work a little bit harder on more support in the lower register, and then especially in this room. So the high stuff came out so brilliantly, and then when we went lower, I just think we were lacking a bit of support there. So I think that's something we could work on. Some great flourishes there, and I know some of the technical flourishes they're tricky, and what we do, we panic, don't we? We go, oh, and we do exactly the opposite to what we need to do, and we don't support. And so actually, it doesn't matter, particularly if we hear every single note, but we just need it to be supported. So, I still have to work on that now, just keeping that support when we're worried about those tricky bits. So just work on that really support to make sure they all come out, and just go for it. And then the other thing, so I think we could work just a little bit more on some of the articulation. Any wind player, we're all going to get this. This was a note as well, actually, for Charlie on the sax, just to really get the articulation. Again, we need to work harder on it in a room like this. But overall, I really enjoyed the performance, so thank you. And Christopher, hello, fellow bassoonist. Well done. That's a tricky piece. That's one of my favourites. It was lovely, and I really enjoyed that you introduced the piece. That was lovely as well. So, yes, I enjoyed the shaping of your phrases. I could tell that you'd really thought about that, and you knew how you wanted to present that to us. You've captured the expressive nature of the piece really well. Dynamics on a bassoon, we have two. We have MP and we have MF. Like, it's so much harder for us to get the dynamics across for everybody. So we just have to work 10 times harder to create more dynamics. I could hear your dynamics, I could hear the shape. We just need more. But that's all of us. I'm still working on that now, and a lot of it is reed. And in a piece like that, we've got to go all the way up the top, all the way down the bottom, finding a reed that's going to do all of that, and the legato stuff. It's really, really tricky. So I could hear them, but I just think work a little bit harder on those dynamics. One more note is try not, this is for anyone, we really need to try hard not to show when something's gone wrong. And it is so hard to do, but just, we can see it, and you've just got to fake it. If something's gone really wrong, it happens to me in performances on stage, and I've just done a solo and it has not gone how I practiced it, but this does not change. So just really, that's for everybody. We don't want to give anything away there. And then for both, actually, I really enjoyed your performance, Chris. I felt like I felt really engaged, and you felt the music. I think we could work harder, Oscar, at just the performance side of it, okay? And I think it was mentioned earlier, we can practice that. We don't. It sounds so silly but we should. Even just asking family members to come into the lounge on a Friday night and saying, right, I'm going to play it to you. It's horrid. It's worse doing it in front of your nearest and dearest. But if you do that, then it will feel better when you have to come and do it here. I'm really stuck as well. This is hard. You all did so well. I'm going to go for Chris today because I really enjoyed your performance of it. And I really enjoyed your phrasing, but I enjoyed both performances. It's very, very hard to pick. Congratulations, thank you all. Well done.